What is one of the first questions a person asks us when they're trying to buy a house? Well, we'll answer that and more coming up on this edition of Plugged In.
Good morning.
We have so much fun putting the show together.
Sorry, I got tickled at Jack when he did the teaser.
Yeah, it took us, 6 takes to do a teaser.
Sorry.
I think we got to laughing and we couldn't stop.
We have so much fun doing this show.
It is a lot of fun.
know-
Welcome in, everyone. I'm Jack. This is Karen. We're with Plugged In. Palmore Real Estate, powered by our good friends over at
Remax Trinity.
Well, as the teaser said, and we finally got it out, is a lot of our buyers ask the same question right off the bat.
Yeah, they want to know where to start. And, of course, we always tell them the best place to start is finding their lender. And just so they know, how much they can buy, what they
That's
can
true.
buy, the interest rates, and those sorts of things, and whether or not they need help.
And if they don't qualify, normally our lenders can tell them exactly what they need to do to work on to get qualified. We have a lot of questions we wanted to pose to a mortgage lender. So Karen and I have one of our preferred lenders living close. So we took our roving cameras over to Weatherford and visited with our good friend Chad Brooks with Fairway Mortgage. And that interview went something like this. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Plugged In, another edition here. We got some information from our favorite mortgage lender, our good friend Chad Brooks from Fairway Mortgage, and he has helped us out so much in the past.
Through some
and he
really
can
tough
help you too.
ones.
Yeah, he can. You've just recently moved back into that position of lending.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah. So I went to an online lender called Homefinity, which is a division of Fairway.
Yeah.
And then recently I just came back to Fairway because I missed you guys so much. I wanted to get back into the retail
Well,
side.
there you go.
So we're your favorite realtors, so give us
You're
a call.
right. You're right. They are. They're awesome. We've done a few deals together, and some of them haven't been so easy. We've had some easy ones. So it's
Remember
been-
that one that we had to get closed in 10 days?
Yep.
Right before the
LBJ.
pandemic. Oh,
You did it.
His name was His initials were LBJ.
Oh, that's one too.
Yeah, that was one too. Yeah. That
Several.
is for sure.
Yeah.
But let's talk about somebody that's just entering the home buying market, maybe a first-time buyer. Is there any programs out there right now for first-time buyers?
Yeah, there's a few. There's one called Home Ready. It's by Fannie Mae. It helps, but there's some limitations when we look at types of programs like that.
Sure.
So credit score is obviously one of them. Income, so like for Tarrant County, on this one, you can't be over $68,000 combined household income. But it does help with lower MI, mortgage insurance, and you got to have at least a 640 score or higher to get into that program.
640 credit score?
640. And, a standard FHA, you can go down with just a standard FHA loan, you go down to 580 score.
I got
Okay,
you.
so, and so right now, a lot of things with pandemic and things that have been going on, people's credit scores are somewhat down because cards are up because of loss of income or whatever.
And now with the market doing what it's doing, it has gotten so bad the last year and a half. Without saying names. Anyway, the market is really, what's the expectation for months down the road? Is it going to go up so high that people are just going to get out of the market? Or they, these first-time home buyers, they don't have a lot of money to bid on houses, over list.
Well, something we got to consider. We get hung up on interest rates.
Yes,
right?
we do.
Everybody's like, oh, the rates going up, rates going up. Well, the rates go up. The rates are going to go up. Housing's going to go up. We think that the housing market's going to stabilize. And over the next 6 months to a year, you're not going to see the 20, 30% increases like we've had over the past several years. Okay?
Right.
We think you're going to see the 5, 10% bump starting coming back because of what's going on in the market. Okay, so inventory is kind of low, but also buyers aren't out there like they were a year ago, 2 years ago. The market's really shifted from a refinance market, which was back last year,
big
to
big
now
refinance.
all purchase
Yeah.
market due to the rates. Okay,
Sure.
so
Yeah.
so we honestly believe, in this industry believe that eventually we're going to hit a recession. Okay, probably fourth quarter this year. When we hit a recession, our rates are going to start coming back down. Now we're not going to see rates come down to 3.5% like they were
Right.
last year. Okay, they'll bump down some. Right now the general rate's around 5.5 to 6. It just depends on the credit score. There's three things that give you the best rate. Okay, at least 30% equity in your home,
Okay.
a 740 and higher score.
Mhm.
Okay, and brain freeze. 740, 30%, and taxes. Escrow your taxes.
Right,
Okay?
right,
Yeah,
right.
Those are the three major things. So once you have those three things accomplished, you can usually get the best rate. Okay.
Excellent.
Now with buyers programs, first-time home buyers, there's different things. What I want to tell people is don't get hung up on the rate. If you got a 6.5% interest rate, that's fine.
Well,
Get in the house. Here's the get in the house. Stay there a year or two. Okay. You're going to gain some equity, 10-15% a year. Okay. Pretty soon you got 20% equity in the home. A couple years down the road, you can refi it, get that rate lower, because hopefully in a few years our rates will come down.
and you can
And you
refi.
get the house
You
that
can
you was
refi.
wanting to get in
That's
the
right.
first place.
That's right.
And listen, I bought my first house in the late 70s. My interest rate was 10%. And that was good. And it got up those years. I won't say what years those were. 1976 to 1980. Got up as high as 16%.
Got a little higher than that.
But then on the same note, the houses were a lot cheaper back then. Our
Yeah,
first house was
that's true.
$50,000, so
That's true.
a lot of difference. So you
Now-
could.
Now,
You
Chad,
can manage.
if somebody's interested in, and we always tell those that are wanting to buy a house right off the bat, first thing they need to do is to get with a great lender that's going to get you pre-approved, and you'll know exactly how much you're going to be qualified for.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
if they want to get in touch with you, Chad's one of the best I've
Wait,
ever
one
seen.
question.
Yeah.
One question. Not pre-qualification, pre-approved. There is a difference.
Correct.
Is there not?
Yes.
Pre-qual is not the same as pre-approved.
No.
So when you call a lender, be prepared to supply all your documents, because that's what makes it sort of the pre-approved versus qual.
Yeah, if there's one takeaway that's most important to most anybody looking to buy a home, that is, take your monthly debt, okay? Take your monthly gross annual combined household income,
Mhm.
multiply your income by 45%. Okay, so let's say you make $10,000 a month combined, okay, $4,500.
Mhm.
Okay, that's a starting point, 45%. So we have debt to income ratios that we have to look at. And the first thing I do to vet a client is I'm going to ask them, how much is your monthly debt and what's your gross monthly income?
Right.
Okay? Now I'm not counting about your rent that you're currently paying or the mortgage that you currently have. I'm looking at what it's going to be, and then your current debt load, your car payments, your car payments, your medical bills,
Credit
student
cards.
loans, things like that. I'm not looking for utilities, not looking for cell phone, just things that hit your credit report.
Sure.
Like
What I do is-
revolving credit, right?
Correct. And so what I do is I ask them that question, and once I get that number, I can tell if we're going to be able to move forward with pre-approval or not, or if we got to do some work. And so it's a good idea to get started sooner than later on that.
Sure.
If you're,
Absolutely.
if you're looking, and we can get you, I can do a pre-approval, and it'll last for 60 days, which is what you really need in this market today.
60
Absolutely.
days.
60
days.
Yeah. So get pre-approved, get in there, and then that way you're out. When you find a house, you can make a bid on it. Oh, we got a new program.
Oh,
Have
yeah.
I told you guys about our new program?
Well, I don't know. You're fixing to. I think.
Yeah, I think you are.
It's called the Seller's Cash Guarantee. And the Seller's Cash Guarantee is this. I take the borrower, okay, your clients,
Mhm.
my clients, and we run them through an extensive underwriting process at the beginning, okay? And then what happens is we send out an addendum along with the pre-approval letter. And the addendum states that Fairway will guarantee the close of the loan. If we do not close the loan, we will pay the seller $10,000 cash, or Fairway will purchase the home from the seller.
That's excellent.
So it's
Wow.
a great tool for borrowers to put in their offer letter, right? to help them move to the top of the chain when there's multiple bid
In the
situations.
bidding wars, yeah.
Wow.
So
That is
That's
terrific.
excellent.
yeah, and the pre-approval takes a little longer than a normal pre-approval, and you got to have a little higher credit score. I think a 680 to do it. But it's a pretty solid program. We've been working on it for over a year. Got it out.
That's
And
great.
it's a great tool, especially help compete against cash offers. The hardest time in a realtors or a borrowers or sellers time frame is the last week of the transaction.
I agree with that. That's true.
And so what we want to do is we want to do all of our work up front.
Get all that out.
Yeah,
of the
and
way.
make
Get
it
it
as-
all, yeah.
Make it as easy as possible.
That's great.
Okay, so you've got a good idea of what you need to do and the great program that he just talked about, which will help you compete against all those cash buyers and all those numerous people moving in from out of state. Now, here's the most important question. If you're needing a really good lender, we highly recommend this guy. How do they get in touch with you?
Best way is probably call me. Okay, my phone number is 817-602-3677. That's my cell.
Excellent.
I'm on it all the time.
Well,
And
put your
we'll
information
flash
up there at
that
the
up
end.
at the end of our interview so
Yeah.
that you'll have that. Chad, thanks, man. It's been good. It's been a lot
Thank
of
you.
fun. And for those of you who are really looking to buy a home, call Karen and I. We'll be happy to help you. Of course, we are realtors and we are both licensed and we're ready to help you. So we want your business. We'd like to ask you for your business, and we do business with good guys like this guy
That's right.
who helps us get your loan pushed through and get you into that new house. Until we see you again, take care and stay plugged in.
Thanks, y'all.
Bye. And we're back. We're going to flash his information up there.
Yeah, there it is. There's
And,
Chad.
Yeah, he's a great guy. So we recommend you call him. He says that's the best way.
Absolutely.
And he can help you. I mean, the best place to start is your lender
That's true.
before you ever go to a realtor.
That is very true.
So,
And the new program that he introduced, that's very, very interesting.
Very
I
interesting.
really think that's going to be a big thing for people who's wanting to buy a new home coming
Right,
up. So
right.
don't hesitate. Karen and I are realtors. We're licensed realtors. We're ready to help you. Call one of the numbers down below our names there, and we'll be able to help you get into the house of your dreams.
right.
You know something? It's going to be an interesting weekend. Summer's here.
Summer's here.
Yeah, and a lot of things are going to be going on this summer. So I tell you what, why don't we take a break here and wrap up our show and see what's going on around town.
Let's see. Hello, everybody. This is Karen with.
Oops.
That was last week's show. I don't know why that did that.
I don't either. But there are some interesting things coming up. Our good friends over in Azle have got a thing coming up this weekend.
Yes, it's called the Community Fest.
Yeah.
It is Saturday on the 11th.
Uh-huh.
It's going from 10 to 4, and they've got a car and motorcycle show, a bicycle rehab and giveaway, a bouncy house,
Bounce
vendors,
house for kids. I love
vendors
it.
and more.
And that's coming up this Saturday.
That is correct.
In Azle, so you might want to check that out. Also, our good friends over here in Saginaw have a thing coming up this weekend. It is going to be Saturday from 10 until 4 o'clock. As you can see, it's a car show.
Yeah, it is. It's sponsored by the Saginaw Youth Association. So it's young people trying to make a difference, I suppose.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you might want to check that out. Again, that is from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m.
And it's-
in Saginaw.
Right. It says Fort Worth, but it's actually Saginaw. I think the 410 Windy Ryan Way is the location.
Exactly.
And also, we have coming up that we found was Lola's Local Farmers Market for all you farmers market goers.
And you like that fresh produce and things like this, but it's going to be much more than that. That's Sunday coming up from 11 until 4 o'clock there at 2000 West Berry Street in Fort Worth. They got 30 plus local vendors, so you can
Yes.
find just about anything you want. Family and dog friendly. Bring out your dog,
It's-
have a day out. Live music.
Free outdoor, and they have
Yeah.
adult beverages. Just
Yeah,
wanted to stress
live
that.
music and some food trucks too. So it's
Yeah.
going to be a lot of fun. There's a lot of things.
It's going to be
do.
a hot weekend, I think.
It is going to be a
Yeah.
hot weekend, so I'm sure it'll be a lot of things that you would like to take a look at.
I wanted to mention one thing that we got on our Facebook.
Yeah, since
group
we
page.
flashed her picture up.
Yeah, well, that's Diane Payton, but her friend Diane Gibson
Yeah.
posted on our group page that she just stated that there was a lot of wonderful artists out in the Azle and Lake Worth area.
Wow.
And she was wondering if anybody out there had a venue, that they could open up to these artisans, that they could display their works.
Yeah, and let you guys take a look at them.
And for our community, and so they're looking for some participation on that. Jack and I, we thought about maybe a bank offering up their lobby for them to set up for an hour or two during the day.
That's true.
During the week. Anyway, I just wanted to put that out there.
The patio over in
Yeah.
Azle would be great.
Yeah, the patio over in Azle. Diane Gibson is also an artisan, and she does
Stained glass.
stained glass. Yes, I
Yeah.
couldn't think of it. I had brain freeze. She has stained glass, and
We do
we
that
will
all the
most
time. likely
likely have her on our program later on down the road.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's been a lot of fun. We ran a little bit over time today, but it was an important interview that a lot of you have asked us in the past. What's the first thing we can do? So what better way could we do than to answer your questions from
That's right.
the horse's mouth, so to speak? It's been a lot of fun this week, everyone.
Do you want to give us our YouTube?
I do. Flash that up there. And let me tell you, this is our Facebook group page where you can participate. And if you know of any event, and we're asking people in all of Tarrant County, surrounding areas, Keller, Weatherford, Springtown,
Anywhere.
Azle, anywhere within a 50-mile radius of Lake Worth, Texas, let us know what's going on in your town, and we'll be happy to publicize it and see if we can get some folks out there for you. Because the more we back each other, the better our communities are going to be.
Yes. Well, I've enjoyed this morning.
It has been fun,
Yeah.
and we thank you for taking time out of your day to watch. And until we see you next week, we want to tell you, stay plugged in. Bye-bye.